Hey guys, we're the Happily Ever After 4. Welcome to our channel. We are less than 72 hours. What is it, like 60 maybe? Only because we had to calculate it for our COVID test. But we are under the 72 hours of our trip to Aulani, and it's been a little bit different than past trips. There's had to be a lot more planning involved. Because of everything going on with pandemic and COVID and regulations changing so much. But we wanted to talk a little bit about what that entails and how you guys can have a trip too. When we were looking at this year and what vacations we were going to be able to take and where we wanted to go, we obviously had our Disney World in February trip, which we have videos for that you can be able to watch and experience that with us as well. We were thinking about what we wanted to do, and I think it was back in April because the vaccine had just come out to the general public and things were really looking up, numbers were going down, and we decided that we wanted to go to Aulani. Kids really wanted to go. In fact, they picked that over Disney World if you give them the choice. At least they say that.
Yeah, we asked them.
Yeah.
And that's what they said.
Yeah. I can't argue. I love Aulani, so.
I do.
And it's one of your favorite resorts.
It's my favorite resort of all the resorts. Of all the Disney resorts, it's by far my favorite. But I don't like beaches.
That's why it's so weird that it's your favorite. So why is it your favorite?
Well, last time we went to the beach one day.
That's
didn't
true.
We?
That's
we
true.
spent most of the time at the pools and the water slides and the lazy river and.
In fact, last trip we didn't even leave the resort. We were there for a whole week.
Oh yeah,
we stayed at the resort the whole time.
Yeah, paid for a rental car the whole week and
just
drove
sat
there
in the parking lot.
Yeah,
but in the time before we did other stuff too.
Yeah, and we're gonna do other stuff this trip.
Mm-hmm. We've got a few things planned. Things were looking up, so we booked our room first, and then things starting to get a little different. Yeah,
so we bought our flight too.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Which we got a really good deal because I kept watching it and it went anywhere from double what we paid to, I think a lot of the time it was about like $500 more. So I mean it hasn't gotten any cheaper than what we paid, which is good. But then the Delta surge happened, and the governor of Hawaii didn't say nobody could come, but he basically was just like, you shouldn't come to Hawaii right now.
Asked people not to go. And
yeah.
We started
it wasn't a mandate, but
it was a plea to the public.
Yeah, kind of. And so we even called and we were like, hey, with the resort, this is what they said. And basically the resort was just like, yeah, well, we're still open, so.
To clarify, we booked our room through a third-party DVC rental company.
That's
we
true.
did not book it through Aulani. So
That's
Aulani
true.
did not say that.
No, but
we probably would have said something like that.
Well, we did try to get out of it, but the DVC rental place that we did, they weren't very kind about it. Like, we were even like to the point where we basically told them like, hey, we'll spend more money and go to
book at a different resort
at Disney World for the same dates, but they were just like, sorry,
there's nothing we can do,
which is crap. And so I'm still not happy. No, I mean we're going and I'm happy, but I won't rent from them again. DVC points from them.
There's multiple companies to do.
Yeah. There's way more, and this is the one that we've only used before, and so I'm not going to give out their name, but they're a store that rents DVC. So.
Dun dun dun.
They will not get our business again. And in fact, I actually told them that too.
He did tell them.
I told them that. So, but they don't care.
No, they don't. And I guess to be fair, it's probably been pretty hard on them because they're probably dealing with a lot of people who are trying to do what we're doing.
Yeah. But
anyway.
There's lots of others that do it.
So
we get our money.
So after that, we're like...
Lots of money.
Lots of money. After that, we're like, okay, so we're going to do this, I guess. And it was just kind of like, go big or go home, I
Yeah.
guess, because then it was time to like do the non-refundable stuff, and we were getting into that 60-day mark when even the stuff that was refundable won't be refundable anymore, and so
Yeah.
there was just like, what's gonna happen, and then
So then they changed well, I guess they didn't change the rules, but the kids have to get COVID tests.
or anybody unvaccinated.
That's true. Yeah. Well, yeah, the kids.
Mm-hmm.
So we just have to. There's some sort of app that we're gonna download today or tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
where we put our take a picture and put our vaccination records on it. But the kids who aren't vaccinated, we had to get COVID tests today, and it actually went a lot better than I thought it was going to.
I was so stressed about
Especially
it.
with Cal.
I was so stressed about it.
Yeah.
And then like
He even started laughing. I think he was like, it tickles.
I know,
Because he had
right?
to do the
the nasal swab.
Yeah.
But like, I think it was a few weeks ago, there were a couple cases at the school, and so we all freaked out. So then we all like super masked up.
So we started wearing masks.
and
Me
we
and
were
the
just
kids
like-
wore masks at the school.
I know, and like people were teasing me at work, and I was just like, I am not going to ruin this.
Yeah,
so I was
no.
stressed about that.
Yeah.
And yeah, they don't take well to things like that and new things, and so we were freaking out. Even
Well-
to the point where we got cotton swabs and did like practice runs at home before we went.
Well, when we decided that that's what we were going to do, we were like, okay, we planned out this whole conversation that we are gonna have at dinner time and be like, hey, like, why don't we wear masks just so that we
We
can
thought
go to
that was
Hawaii?
gonna be a
Like,
thing.
yeah. And we started talking about it, and then Cal was just like, hey, I have an idea. Why don't we wear masks? And we were like, yes, that's a good idea.
I was shocked coming from the boy who refused to wear a mask or be around anybody
Who wore a
wearing
mask.
for like 6 months.
At like the beginning.
Yeah, in the beginning, he was terrified of them, and he's like, "Why don't we just wear one?"
Yeah, and then I told him today after the test, I was like, "Dude, you don't have to wear a mask for the next 2 days at school." He's like, "I think I'm gonna wear one just in case."
We're like,
I'm like, "All right, you can wear a mask if you
all
want."
right,
Which
but-
I don't, not to get off on like out there, but like part of me wonders, is that a product of the last 18 months where he went from it absolutely nothing, and now he's conditioned to like, like you know what I mean? Like I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, or if it's just a human nature thing. I don't know. But it'll be interesting.
You gotta
to see.
wonder what his thoughts about it are, though. I mean,
yeah.
as a kid, obviously we didn't have to deal with that, but
No. No.
anyway. But
So,
the masks and the COVID test
The
were an
COVID
issue.
test, yep.
So that has to be done 72 hours before, and I'm like, we have like no window. Like, what if something happens and
Yeah.
we can't? And obviously nothing can be refunded. And so I was super stressed about that.
Well, and so then we booked the Luau, which is
The Luau at Aulani is amazing.
It is really good.
We love it.
Yeah, and we're gonna record the whole thing and make the video
we'll
out
share
of
it
it.
with you.
So it'll be awesome. But they only do it now on Saturday nights. And we're flying in on a Saturday and we're flying out on a Saturday. So the only day that we could do it is the day that we travel there. And
Which should work out fine. We land at
wait. It should have worked out fine until a certain airline
oh my
that
goodness.
flies from the south to the west had a major meltdown last weekend
Oh my goodness.
where they canceled tons of flights.
Like tons.
And
I'm sure
so-
you haven't heard about it.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna say any names. And so, anyways, they have lawyers. I don't want to get sued. So, yeah. So, but now it's Wednesday after the weekend, and apparently they're back to normal.
They say it's open.
So we have a flight at 6:50 in the morning on Saturday, and then a connecting flight in California. And so we get in to Hawaii.
We're scheduled to get in.
Scheduled to get in at 1:30. Pick up our car at 2:00. Drive there.
Like 40 minutes.
Check in. And the luau starts at 5:00. So there's a lot there, and we paid it. And I'm not gonna tell you how much it cost. You could look it up and see how much it cost.
It's not a cheap luau.
Yeah, and
You pay up front.
yeah,
Some things you don't have to do that. Some things you can pay as you go. Some things you can pay at the time of that.
well, I think you can cancel with 24 hours, but that wouldn't do us
It
any
wouldn't
good
help us
because
because
we're not
we
going to
would-
know till that day anyways.
Yeah, exactly. But this particular event at Aulani is pay in full at time of reservation. So
hopefully the airline that flies from the south to the west has their stuff together.
no kidding. It's so funny. I think we were talking, I don't know, this was like a couple weeks ago, and we were looking at the time and we're like, okay, we're going to get up at our flight's at 6:20, and so we're going to have
6:50.
6:50.
Which means you have to be there at about 5 o'clock.
And so
Which
then
it takes about a half hour to get there.
and then we were going to park our car, so that's going to take an extra 20 minutes. And so we would need to leave the house at like, did we say 5?
No, we have to be there at 5.
So we need to leave the house at like 4:30. So we're going to get up at like 3:45.
Something like that.
Okay. And so we're going to do all this. We're going to travel all day, get there at 1 o'clock. At 5 o'clock we have the Luau.
Which when we get there, if it works out all right, at 1:30 Hawaii time, that is 5:30 p.m. our time.
So it's 4-hour difference.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go from the Luau from like 5 to 9, and then we're gonna go to bed.
Which 9 o'clock
is like 1 o'clock.
is 1 a.m.
Yeah.
So you're talking about like almost 20. Oh man.
I know. I looked at him, I'm like,
Now that
are we stupid?
Now that I thought about that, that's not smart.
I don't think that was.
Well, hopefully, like the kids will be tired, and so then they'll sleep on the plane, which
Yeah, the long one.
is a good thing for
multiple reasons.
multiple reasons.
So that's a hope, but it was our only chance to go to the Luau, and it's that.
And we want to go to the Luau, and we wanted to share it, so we're doing this for you.
Yeah, we're gonna take one for the team.
Yeah, that's right. We're gonna take one for the team in Hawaii.
But yeah, so that whole day is going to be really interesting, how that's all going to play out. And that's the only thing that we have really set in stone.
We have some other things that we're going to do, but
we just don't know which day we're going to do.
We don't know what we're going to do. We don't want to announce like what they are, because if we don't end up doing them, then
that's true.
You know,
that's true.
But we're gonna record everything. We're like room tours, resort tours.
Absolutely. And like pool on the grounds and everything too, because it's like, I mean,
it's my favorite resort. It's beautiful. For those who haven't been there, and then the Cove, you know, where the other, what is it? Oh man, what's the?
There's Four Seasons.
Four Seasons is right next to us.
And then there's a Marriott as well, I think.
Yes, and then right next to Aulani on the other side is empty. But I heard that they were going to build stuff. I don't know if they're building stuff there now. Or
I heard they were going to build in Atlantis, but that was before COVID.
Yeah, that was before all that.
So I don't know what went down. Obviously, we're going to find out here soon, hopefully. But yeah, they have like this own like private cove, so it doesn't get like huge waves or waves.
Yeah, they've
like
like built it's not like rock barriers because the water comes in, but they're put in there so it breaks up the waves.
Yeah, so it's very calm and more secluded. All the beaches in Hawaii are public, so anybody can go there. You don't have to be staying at Aulani to be able to go there.
They don't make it easy though.
No, you have to go through the resort and go through all the grounds, and everything is.
And it's like
done
$35 a day to park there.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
Unless
you're staying.
Unless you're staying there,
yeah,
it doesn't.
But
unless you're staying there on DVC points.
If you're staying there as a regular guest,
I think you have to pay.
Oh my gosh!
But we'll get video of the island. And everything.
There's a few different things that we want to go and visit and do. So those will be some day outings.
There's somewhere where I want to go eat.
Yeah.
It's off the hook, right?
Off the hook.
Is that what it's called? What's the restaurant called?
Oh, actually, I think it is off the hook.
I think it is.
I thought you were like, it's off the hook, like you were trying.
Well, that's what I was.
Okay.
But isn't that what it's called?
I think it is.
I think it is
something.
Yeah.
I think it's something like that. But yeah, they've got some counter services there. I think that
off the hook is not at the resort. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's not? Are you talking about the place on North Shore?
Yeah.
That's Killer Tacos.
Oh, Killer Tacos.
It's called Killer Tacos.
Yeah, that's where I want to go.
Oh, okay.
Maybe the one at the resort is off the hook.
I think it is.
I don't know.
But there's a couple counter services at the resort.
We'll show them to you.
Yeah, we'll show them all to you. We'll show you the menu, show you what we get. Probably every time we go, he's going to get the fish tacos. But I'm going to try and get a few different things to show you what they're like.
If it wasn't for the luau that we were going to, I would literally just drop my bags in the room and go down there and get the fish tacos.
I have no doubt you're going to do that anyway.
I might.
Because we'll have just gotten off a 5-hour flight gotten everything.
But the luau is all you can eat though.
But it doesn't give you the food at 5 because remember when we go in and they take
they do all. Yeah, I don't know.
Guess we'll find out, right? Only time will tell.
I'm on vacation.
I know, but it has been super stressful. We usually have everything. We know what's going on. We have, but there's so much of this that's been out of our control. It's been. There's
been a lot of
nerve-wracking.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Most just a lot of.
I guess it makes us control freaks. I don't know. We're usually very organized and.
Like I haven't even put anything in a suitcase yet.
Which is so weird for us.
Well, I have.
You have the suitcases out.
Oh, well, this morning I laid out the suitcases and put everybody's stuff so far on top of them.
But normally we have suitcases out 2 weeks before the thing.
Yeah.
And we didn't even. I mean, it's been interesting for sure.
And we're dropping Archie off at the dog sitter on Friday. And we ordered dog food, and the dog food hasn't come yet, and we don't have enough to get it through.
Even before we have to take him there, so do we buy another $60 bag of food and then have two bags? Like
I don't want to spend that much money.
I know see the things it's just there was a lot.
Yeah.
And Abby's complaining about her swimsuit, so we might have to buy a new swimsuit when we're there. Even though the one she has is perfectly cute and very adorable.
It looks good on her. You haven't seen it, but I have.
She wanted to surprise me, but it's an Ariel one. So anyway, it's been pretty interesting. Some of the things that you have to do when you're planning a trip anywhere really, but also to Aulani, is you have to think about transportation.
Yeah, they don't have any sort of shuttle or anything, and so you either
a complimentary service.
So you either have to rent a car, or you have to book a private company to do it. Which there are tons. There's lots of it.
I mean, obviously, lots of people are doing this.
But when we were at the beginning when we started pricing it out, it was about $1,000 for a week.
Yeah, when it got at its highest.
Yeah,
and we were free.
Yeah, and so then for a while there, we thought that we weren't going to rent a car because it would have been way cheaper to do
just
the
get
shuttle.
that shuttle to and from.
But,
and we were kind of trying to figure some stuff out.
Yeah, but then prices started coming down. I kept watching it, and then I got it at the cheapest I could. It hit a certain cheap point, and then it's gone back up a little bit. So
in fact, when we decided to make the switch, you made your reservation, but it was one you could cancel, and then he would just keep looking, and if he found one that was better, then he would book that and then cancel the other one. And so you rebooked maybe 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, it was multiple times. But so now it's I think it's close to, because if we would have gotten a shuttle or something, then we wouldn't have gone anywhere on the island.
Unless we rented a car for one day through the hotel.
Oh yeah, we did that. But
then again, it would add to that. If
so
we chose that
basically, we got it to, and I don't know if it was the same price or a little bit cheaper, but we were able to get a rental car for the whole week. It's more than what we paid for a week before, but it's still an okay deal.
It's one I can swallow, especially when you take into account we would have to pay for the 4 of us to travel to the resort and then again to the airport. Yeah,
by what we paid, and then if we wanted to rent a car for one day, then we definitely saved money.
Yeah, so it's just and then you talk about the convenience issue, and so there's
because now we can go to grocery stores and we can get breakfast stuff, which will save us money eating at the resort.
Yeah.
The prices, I'll tell you what, people, before we went the first time, people always talked about how expensive it was to eat there at the resort. In all honesty, it's no different price-wise eating at Aulani than it is at a counter at Disney World or Disneyland, or even a sit-down.
Yeah.
It's the same price. Now, off of the resort, if you're getting milk or any kind of stuff like that, then that is definitely more money than what you would spend here.
Which you would think then the restaurants would be higher too, but they're not. So we were just I don't know why.
Yeah.
But everything has to be imported, so.
Yeah. I don't even want to know what gas is.
It's got to be high. It's high here.
You think it's $5?
With our luck, yeah, probably. Yeah. But anyway, so we have our car taken care of. we have some of our activities taken care of. We were looking at the resort, and they have a bunch of different activities, especially for DVC members in the community hall. There's things that you can do. Unfortunately, Auntie's Beach House, which is their kids club area, isn't open right now because of COVID, but they do have games that you can play throughout the resort.
The kids want to have, yeah. They use a little like iPad, which we'll do, and then they have actual board games at the community hall there, which the kids want to have a game night one night, and so we'll probably do that.
It's not like we have game nights here, so I don't know why they want a game night, but
we had game night the other night.
We did.
I think you can make T-shirts, and you can make like Mickey ears.
Yeah, like the wireframe ears with like that you see people have with.
Why don't all Disney resorts have like Disney Plus in all the rooms? That seems like it would be
seems like a
something that they would
no-brainer,
have, right?
You would think.
You'd use it as a marketing thing too. Well, I guess if you were going to those places, you probably have Disney Plus anyways. You know, one thing I like to do in Hawaii, I've done it every time, is I like to sleep with the door open.
A nice little breeze. We live in such a dry climate that leaving it open kind of brings a little bit more moisture into the room, so that's nice.
Well, speaking of, so yesterday, yesterday me and the kids walked to school in snow flurries, and today,
it's so cold.
Today it was freaking cold in the morning.
It was
like 30 degrees when we left the house this morning to walk to school.
It's not even the middle of October, and it's below freezing.
And it's supposed to snow tomorrow. Not like a ton.
I know there's tons of places in the world where this is not.
Anyways, we're going from this week. Like we've had highs in like the upper 30s, low 40s this week, and next week when we go to Hawaii, it's like in the mid 80s.
I know. Oh my goodness! Talk about like a huge shift in weather, and then when we come back, it'll be back to like freezing again. So. Yeah. I guess we timed it right, nice little reprieve from that, but I'm just not ready for the winter. Food-wise, they don't have all of the same restaurants open.
Ama's not open.
Yeah, normally when we go, we like to have a dinner there. It's a gorgeous restaurant. Basically, it's a restaurant that has no wall, and it's right up there to where all the stuff on the beach below it is below, so you don't even see other people like sunbathing or doing any other activities. You just see the beach and the waves. And when we go there for dinner, it's around sunset, and we're right there, able to watch it and hear the waves, and you have this nice dinner. In the past, we've gone in May, so it's been kind of like an anniversary trip for us. We have like this nice anniversary dinner that's really nice.
And then they have the restaurant that does the character dining for breakfast and dinner. Now,
in the past, it's been buffet style, so they had to change.
Well, yeah, it's not buffet style anymore, and they have characters, but it's not.
It's not the same.
Like when they come walk up to your table and stuff.
You could like cup them
and so we didn't book that because it's still pretty expensive. But they do have a, what do you call it? Counter? What's the?
Yeah, it's a
counter. It's like a counter / store, like.
Well, they have like that bar.
No. I'm talking about where like we go get the pizza.
Oh.
What do you call that?
It's within their counter service.
Yeah, it's like
a pizza bar where you can like custom order pizza.
Well, they have that, but then every day they have different breakfast and dinner that you can go, and they have like before they had the refillable popcorn and the refillable soda mugs. So I'm not sure exactly how that's working out, but the food there is actually pretty good.
I really like
their pizza is really good.
I like their pizza. Sometimes it's a little you're not sure. Especially going to a different part of the country, everybody has their own take on pizza. But
it's a good pizza.
We really like their pizza.
I plan on getting it once.
At least once.
Maybe twice.
Yeah, and then
it's a big pizza too.
It is a big pizza.
And it's not priced that bad either.
No, for what you're getting. I mean, all things considered, I don't mind. I mean, if you get a big pizza, it'll feed all 4 of us.
Oh yeah.
And it's cheaper than buying 2 or 3 like meals.
That's true.
So in that regard, it is.
Yeah.
It's economically worth it. But they also have some food kiosks.
They have the shaved ice.
They have the shaved ice. There's also another place where they have like chicken fingers and maybe a corn dog or something like that.
I don't like the term chicken fingers. Chickens don't have fingers.
That's actually a good point. And the shaved ice they have there is really good.
Oh,
they have
yeah,
some
it
tropical
is.
flavors, not just your standard cherry, strawberry, lime, and whatever. And so
And they put the condensed milk on it. Man, that is super good. And you can get it with like the Mickey ears on it. That's cool.
it's fun. But you have to eat it fast, otherwise the ears will fall off.
Yeah. You gotta take
That's
that.
how
You
I
gotta
know.
take that selfie quick.
Yeah, you do. I'm really excited for the family pictures.
Yeah.
In the past, so I'm assuming they're going to do it again, they've had photographers on the beach around sunset, and so you can go and take pictures, just kind of like the same as how they would have photographers in the parks, and then you can buy the photo pass or just buy individual pictures. And the last 2 times we've done that, we've been able to get family pictures with the kids and all 4 of us, and in fact, I think that's our profile picture right now is from our
I think so.
from our last Hawaii trip family picture. And so we've always gone prepared to be able to do that, and so we're prepared this time with some nice outfits that I think will work really well. So I'm excited to be able to do that and get some updated pictures. The last time we had family pictures was last time we went, which was 2 years ago.
Oh, a little over 2 years.
We were joking at dinner that this is the 3rd time that our kids have gone to Hawaii, and they're 7 and 6 years old. And he goes, "This is the 3rd time I'm going to Hawaii in my whole life, and I'm 40 years old." You know, and so obviously our kids are growing up with a much different experience than you and I grew up with kids, and obviously we turned out just fine. We loved our childhood. There was no issues there, but it's definitely different, and I think doing this is a great way to be able to spend time with us as a family. So
Now we just have to wait for this COVID test and hope that that airline that flies south to west is on top of their game.
hopefully, and then hopefully we can be able to share it with all of you guys, because that's also something that we take a lot of joy in, is being able to share all that and then show you guys how fun it is and the things that you guys can do as your family, and then maybe provide some entertainment along the way. I mean,
Not from you.
I was just gonna say, usually not me. Sometimes it's just that I do stupid stuff. You always say I'm not funny.
The kids say that you're not funny.
The kids say I'm not funny because you told them I'm not funny.
I don't think they think you're funny.
Yeah, they'll tell you I'm not. We'll be posting those videos in a few weeks. I can't wait to share them with you. Let us know what you're excited to see. If there's anything that you want to know about, know our opinion about and what's going on. We'll let you know if we're able to go or not.
Well, you'll know.
Yeah, you will. Follow us on Instagram for any of those in the moment updates, for our stories and everything like that, for more information. But until then, I hope you guys are staying warm as it's fall and getting ready for Halloween. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye.